Introducing FANZONE.
My friend Elliot from Canada.
We are still
Say we are
top of the league. Say we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
Allows any fan, anywhere you are on the planet, to broadcast live into our shows at the push of a button via our website or app.
I'm tired of hearing about the Europa League like it's silverware. So is the League Cup. So is the Dubai Cup. So is the Community Shield.
Ah, Michael, come on. They're not the same level.
No, I mean it.
Cecile. My guy.
FANZONE on AFTV Plus. You can download it on iOS or the Play Store and have your say.
Hi everybody and welcome to AFTV FANZONE. I've got to say straight off the bat, we've had better nights, much better nights. I'm joining my boy Frankie here. He looks very disillusioned and what can I say? Upset, dejected. Listen man, I'm not going to have enough adjectives to explain. But what I would say is this, the title's pretty much over, isn't it? Frankie? Is he there? Title's done, isn't it?
It ain't over till it's over. But we've made it near impossible for ourselves now. It's I'm almost lost for words.
It's a shocker.
Because we've been so good all season. The entirety of the season.
Well, up until
I think we've been top of the league for what, 31 of the 33 game weeks, and almost out of nowhere we've let it all slip. It seems like the wheels have fallen off. It feels like the pressure's getting to the players. Today's performance was, I would go as far to say, completely embarrassing and unacceptable.
Yeah, tonight's performance kind of reminded me of a couple of seasons ago where
COVID era Arsenal, that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, every time we would rock up at one of the big grounds we'd get embarrassed or completely outclassed, and unfortunately that's what I saw tonight. I need to be careful how I do things tonight because I don't want to make it into a hit piece. And I'm also going to say straight away that I've seen Rob Holdings coming in for a lot of stick. And I was very careful on the stream tonight to say I don't want to scapegoat Rob Holding. But what I would say is the team and the manager need to take collective responsibility tonight, because I thought tonight we were well beaten. And there were some worrying signs there, man. I'm not going to lie. When the pressure was on, certain players didn't show up.
The reason it becomes
most of them didn't show up.
The reason it becomes unacceptable for me is because minus one player, absolutely everyone looked half-hearted. What? Sorry, let me correct that. Minus two players, Ramsdale and Reece Nelson when he came on looked brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely everyone looked half-hearted. Today we saw the reason I didn't want Zinchenko to start the game. Just wasn't up to it.
He was poor.
He wasn't up to it.
And when you get a game, I've got to say this as well, when 68, 70 minutes into the game, you're taking off your captain in a big game like this. That pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And not to say he played well today. He was terrible.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was shocking in a game where you expect your captain to be leading from the front. The fact that he got taken off tells you a lot, in my view.
Like you said, I don't want to make Rob Holding the scapegoat. However, he hasn't done himself any favours today, and I partly blame Mikel for that, because it was very evident that he was struggling in that first half. Once again, it goes back to the changes aren't being made at the right time and the wrong changes are being made. Rob Holding should have been off that pitch at half time.
He should have. And we said the same thing the week before about Fabio Vieira.
And the week before.
Yeah.
That's 4 games in a row now, Laurie.
Yeah. Now listen, the lack of proactive substitutions is something that I've highlighted for a number of weeks. So I'm not getting wise after the event.
Yeah.
I've said it from time, even though, and if you can go back on previous shows, you will see that I've been very magnanimous. I've given Mikel Arteta praise. I've even said that I've got it wrong in terms of he's done much better than I thought he would. And I maintain that. I'm not throwing that all down the pan now.
I still think he deserves to get manager of the season.
Okay.
Despite all of this, like, I don't want to take away.
Well, the season's not over yet.
I know.
But,
I know.
Yeah. But yeah. Listen, I hear you. He has
Yep.
vastly improved as a manager. However, I think tonight
It's just these last few weeks.
it was shown again the lack of proactivity in terms of subs. I mean, some people were
It's just
saying
in-game management in general.
Yeah,
right?
some people were saying on the watch along, and I do give it some credence. They were saying, look, he's got a fairly weak squad. I wouldn't say it's a weak squad, but okay, it's certainly not at the level of City when you can take off players and bring on the likes of Foden and people like that. However, if you're going to make changes in football matches, they've got to have an impact. You don't just make changes for change's sake. You don't always do like for like. It's got to have an impact, and it's got to have some time there in order for those substitutions to try and make some effect. Because it's unfair, isn't it, to bring on players with 5-10 minutes to go. What do you expect them to do? Even Lionel Messi is going to struggle to make an impact in 10 minutes. Anyway, we've had our say, and I'm sure you've got to say more, but we've got some callers ready, so let's go straight on it, because I'm sure there's lots of people out there who are lining up with things to say. So let's go at it.
Okay, who do we have? Kay. Kay, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi guys.
I'm just gonna let you take I'm gonna let you take the stage. What did you make of that game?
Disappointing. I thought we could have done better. I mean, Rob Holding, I don't think it's fair that we single out Rob Holding. I mean, if Rob Holding comes off, who is going to replace him? That means Mikel would have to really restructure. Yep. I mean, Kivio, he hasn't had too much game time, and he struggled when he came on, like for the Europa League match. So I don't know, but I mean, it's disappointing. I mean, one critique I'll have for Arteta though is, I think he brought Jesus back into the team too quickly. Because when Jesus came back from injury, Trossard, he just walked right back into the squad. And in the last 3 games, I feel like if he gave Trossard more game time, could have probably won all 3. So
I don't know. I beg to differ with that. I beg to differ with that, because Jesus, his first game, he played really well. In fact, he was on for a hat trick, and I remember we was all disappointed when the manager brought him off. His subsequent last 2 games have not been very good.
Scored at Anfield as well.
But I think he could have been subbed earlier today, no doubt about it. He should have been subbed earlier today. He was absolutely having no impact at all. And bringing on Eddie with 10 minutes to go or whatever it was, I just thought that was far too late, given the fact that we were playing so poorly. Frank, what do you think?
No, honestly, I completely agree.
I mean,
you've got to give him the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Jesus is bad. I mean, he's world class, but at the time when he came, Trossard was playing really well. Like anytime Trossard was in there, they're fluid. I think Jesus comes on and he brings on like a lot of pressing and stuff, but I don't think he's the most clinical. He doesn't have that killer instinct like the last game. There were just so many chances that he had to. I don't think he has a killer instinct, and I don't think when it comes to being fluid, I think he's just very rigid as compared to Trossard. And I mean, I'll give him, like, he just came back from injury, but I feel like in the last 3 games we should have given Trossard more playing time, because he's doing a goal today. He created it. He created a goal today. So I don't know.
Okay.
But, I just hope we finish the season strong.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you make some salient points. Yeah, I agree. We there's 5 games left. I think we're pretty much playing for pride now. Let's be honest. I think in terms of winning the title, I think tonight pretty much that was eradicated. However, there are 5 games left, and we have to be professional and try and win all 5. Got a very winnable game next week against Chelsea at home. Let's hope we can get back into winning ways. Listen, bro, we've got a lot of callers, so I'm sorry to have to cut you a little bit short, but we do appreciate your call, and you must call back very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bro.
Take care.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
Okay, who we got next? Canaan, welcome to the full-time show. What did you think of that?
Hey guys, it's really disappointing. Like I said, I thought it was done at Southampton when we didn't win, but it's just one thing I gotta say. It's just sad for more of these new fans like myself, because I'm not gonna like sit here and say I've been supporting like you guys. It's heritage. Like since I started supporting them, I started supporting them at 13. I'm 23 now. All I've seen was just
still 10 years.
That's long.
Well, yeah, but like you guys have grown up seeing them, you know, like in their prime, stuff like that. Since I started watching them, it's just been like, excuse my language, it's just been garbage. It's been shit. The best I've seen us do is get second place the year Leicester won it. Like for the new fans, we definitely we deserve this title. If there was a time to win it, it was now. You don't get like opportunities like this. You do not. Next year, United's going to be more stronger. Chelsea's going to be more stronger. You don't know what's going to happen. This is the year. We knew that we are not a better team than City. If we're going to win this league, right, it's going to be based off points. It's going to be based off, like you said, we have to be professional, game by game, get the 3 points and bounce. We knew we're not better than City. There's no way. And we literally bottled it. Like we knew there was no way we were going to go to City and then prove that we're better than them to win the league. That was not going to happen. And we simply bottled it. I know some people are saying we didn't bottle it, we gave them a challenge, but you don't get opportunities like this at all. And I agree with the whole Holding situation. We know how Holding plays. What do you expect? And like, so predictable going into this game, super predictable. Change something up. What's Reece doing on the bench? Reece is a phenomenal player. Switch something up. Even Gabriel Jesus, he's giving me like Ozil vibes. Like he doesn't, like the guy before said, he doesn't have that killer instinct in him. He complains when we concede, but what are you doing? You seem so rigid. You're playing, you have so much to prove right here, you know? I don't know. I don't want to come here and rant, of course, but it's just really disappointing.
You make some very good points. A lot of the things you say I agree with. And like you're intimating there, it wasn't just the fact that we lost to City. We all know that City are a very good team, possibly the best team in Europe.
It's the manner
maybe
in which
even
it's
the
happened.
best club side in the world right now. However, I expected a lot more than what we saw today. And I have to say, mentally, it did look like we weren't there tonight, man. I've got to say, I've been defending this team. People have been throwing that label bottle jobs at us for weeks and weeks now, and I've been defending the team. I'm not going to say outright we bottled it tonight, but we were very poor. Frank, what do you think?
Let me just take you through our next few games. Obviously, we've lost today. We got Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest away, and then we finished the season Wolves at home. So that's how many games? 5 games. How many points do you see us getting from those games? And yeah, just how many points do you see us getting from those games? And obviously you've already said it's over, but just do we finish the season strong, or does it just go downhill from here?
We have this tendency, like since I've started watching them, we never end the season strong. It's like we put our foot off the gas pedal. I don't know what it is. Like it's always the last like 5-6 games. We start drawing against teams in the bottom. We start losing to random teams at home. I don't know why. If to win the Prem, you can't be doing that. So, like you said, like we may get a result out of Chelsea. We should. They're they're terrible. But I see us possibly losing to Newcastle, and we could draw against Brighton. So I don't know. I feel like the motivation isn't there. Like I want us to get all points, but I feel like the players, like they're demotivated now. They're sort of just, they're written it off. That's what I feel like. I don't think we're gonna get all. I don't think we're gonna win all remaining 5 games. I hope we do. Because you never know what could happen to City, but I doubt it. I feel like the players have lost the motivation. And yeah, that's what I think.
I do hope you're wrong on that last point, but I do see where you're coming from.
I hope so too.
Because tonight was a crushing defeat. We can't look at it any other way than that. But listen, bro, thank you very much. You've been very honest and forthright.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your call, and you must call back soon. Take care.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Harvey, welcome to the show, man. I'm just going to let you take the floor with this one because you know what you're talking about. So go for it.
Frank, I want to big yourself up, man. Wearing black today. so we can officially put these title hopes to rest. So bring yourself up.
I actually wore it for Man
man.
City's funeral, but it hasn't worked for us.
I mean, when I turned on the watch along and I saw you wearing that, that's the first thing I thought about. Like, I bet you wore it for City, but I'm going to use it against them. Yeah, man. I mean, I told you league was done. I'm not too vexed about it. I've already gone through the 5 stages of grief. I've already reached acceptance. I think a lot of Arsenal fans right now are going to start going through that process themselves. They've been in denial for the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it's just, this is what happens, gentlemen. We're not better than City. And if you can't take care of the teams that you're supposed to take care of, you're not going to win this league. And that's why when we lost 3-1 home, I said league's done. I remember, Frank, you made a couple of faces. I've made my claims about Thomas Partey as well in the past. People have made.
I think we've lost him there.
That's
oh no, we're getting back. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we've got you back now. Cool.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Continue.
Awesome.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah,
I mean, listen,
go ahead, Lord.
City are a very good team, special team, and we were up against it tonight, but the one thing that we all wanted was for the team to show some heart, some desire, some fight, some determination. And unfortunately, we didn't see that tonight. We went a goal down after 7 minutes. And from where I was sitting on the watch along there, it looked like the confidence just drained out of the team completely after we conceded that early goal. And from there on, it was pretty much one-way traffic. And I would go as far as to say Haaland, although he caused us all manner of problems, his approach play and his overall play, we're lucky that he didn't have his shooting boots on today, because if he did, that could have been 6, 7, 8 tonight.
He didn't have his shooting boots on, but he still broke the record and still scored a goal.
Yeah.
So just that's a quiet day for Haaland. That's what we're competing with at the moment.
Well, in front of goal, it was very quiet for him. He was actually not anywhere near his best.
Thanks to Ramsdale.
Which is thankful for us. But listen, man, there's still 5 games to go. We've got to be professional about it. We've got to try and win all 5 games and end the season on a relative high. I wouldn't say it can't be high now after what happened tonight.
I know that you've said that it's not going to happen, but you've got to agree surely that it's not impossible that something could happen to change Arsenal's fate this season. I know it's hard to. I know it's hard to believe. I know, but just somewhere deep down, it's got to be in there somewhere, surely.
I mean, listen, it's also not impossible that I'll walk out right now. I'll find a lottery ticket that has the winning numbers, and the most beautiful woman in the world might just look at me and say, "Wow, marry me." I'll father your children. Yeah, I mean that's possible, but doesn't mean that's probable. I mean, listen, man, I don't want to be annoying, but I've heard the word positivity and positive so many times in the last week or so. It's like you're in an STD clinic in Las Vegas. It's just positive. That's all you hear. It's ridiculous. There's no sense of realism. There's no sense of pragmatism.
Have we lost him?
We didn't do that. We didn't do that deliberately.
We didn't do that deliberately.
Clear.
That wasn't a blackout. That was a bit of a...
We'll blame our technical stuff.
Bit of a weird analogy.
Nothing to do with me and Frankie. You want to make that clear.
Yeah. Okay. So he's back. How are we going back? STD clinic in Vegas. That's brilliant. We got him back.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah. Oh,
nope, he's gone again. Should we move on? Okay. All right. Cool. Riley. Sorry about that, guys. Riley's next. Riley, first of all, great wallpaper in the background. But let's get back on topic now. I don't think we've asked anyone this question since we've been doing the phone-ins. So I want to know, before we talk about the game, me and Laurie have been very critical of Mikel Arteta in the last few games, more specifically his substitutes, and even more specifically the timing of them and whether they're the right substitutes or not. What have you made of Mikel Arteta's recent performances?
Yeah, it's very, very poor subs. I feel like Trossard should start more.
Yeah, no, okay. So a lot of people are making this point about Leandro Trossard, but I think the issue that you've got with Leandro Trossard is you've got so many players in the positions that he played. That front three pretty much looked irreplaceable, apart from maybe one exception with Gabriel Jesus over the last couple of games. You've got Martinelli, who's our top goal scorer, Saka, who's arguably been our player of the season, and Gabriel Jesus, who's looked fairly good since coming back from injury, minus the last 2 games. So where do you slot Trossard into this team if you want him to start?
This game should have had a rest, so he should have started then, and then today probably, I don't know, I would have probably changed formation or something like that and put him in the team, because he was last few games he's been good for us. So yeah.
Okay.
So do you think the title's done now? Yeah.
We could next year, if we sign some more players, we could try again and win the league, but people are doubting us again, so we just have to try again next season.
Yeah, I guess the one thing we can all console ourselves with is pretty much no one saw this coming in terms of a title challenge, a realistic title challenge. So for them to have come this far, you still got to give them credit. It's kind of petered out a little bit, but there are still 5 games to go, so we can end the season on a relative high, but we need to get back to winning ways, starting against Chelsea next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it is, so whenever, next week anyway. But Chelsea, we know they lost again tonight. They're having an awful time, so that's an opportunity for us to bounce back. What kind of team would you like to see play against Chelsea? How many changes would you make, if any?
I would drop Partey, bring in Jorginho, give him a start. I'd rest Saka. Saka's had so many games, and I feel like he needs a rest. Probably, yeah, that's about it.
And I just want to finish off by saying it looks to all intents and purposes that the title's now not going to go our way. Would you be, when I say, would you take second? Would you be relatively happy with that? Or are you so gutted that,
Yeah, I'm gutted, but you know what? We don't have a better City. We don't have a better squad than Man City. That's one bad thing. But yeah, I'm just gutted about that, because you don't want to come second. No one wants to come second.
No one wants to come second. But if you get beaten by City, I guess it's no disgrace really. And like I said at the start of the season, I thought the absolute most we could expect was to challenge for a top 4 place. So if we finish second, I guess you got to look at it and say we done better than what most of us thought we would get. But listen, bro, got quite a few people waiting tonight, as you might expect. Thank you very much for your call, and we hope you call back soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Take care, bro. Respect.
I really do like the point about Bukayo Saka. Yeah, we can do some super chats if you want to get them up. I really like the point that was made about Bukayo Saka there, actually, because now that it doesn't look likely. What's the password for this? I think you might need to unlock that before we can go.
I haven't got the password.
We haven't. 1, 2, 3, 4 apparently. Didn't have to say that on live. Apologies. But the point that I'm trying to make about Bukayo Saka is, yes, he's played a lot of games this season. Now that it doesn't look likely that we're going to be winning this league, like I said, it's not impossible. However, it doesn't look likely. Do we maybe rest him for the Chelsea game and have him fresh for Newcastle, which is definitely going to be the harder game?
I'd probably rest a few players, to be honest. I'd probably make 4 or 5 changes, maybe even more than that. I know that sounds a bit drastic, but I saw signs tonight of both physical and mental tiredness.
Yeah.
And I think the team looks jaded right now, with no wins in 4? And you can see by the performance, man, that we look leggy, we look tired, we look mentally shocked tonight as well. Those are all bad signs. I mean, I could give you a host of players that didn't play well tonight. Zinchenko was poor. Partey was poor. Rob Holding we spoke about, although like I said, I don't want to scapegoat him. Moving in further up top, Jesus, he's looked a shadow of what we've seen earlier in the season. Odegaard, even the captain, I mean, he got subbed tonight and he's the captain, so that tells you that he had a pretty poor performance. There's a number of players, man, that are not performing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you're trying to win games, no, we haven't got.
Okay, so we haven't got any super chat. Okay, cool. Deo, How's it going, man? Welcome to the show. Let's hear your thoughts on this game, man.
Yeah, embarrassing. I think it's a thing of they didn't even show heart. Like there's no. I don't know. I was watching the game in so much frustration. Like I'm like, who's gonna win the second ball? Who's gonna win? Like there's no one is trying to do anything. They just, whether it's we're trying to respect Man City, over respect Man City. That's what I think. I think they're over respecting Man City. Man City, excellent team. Oil money, right? They got Pep that trained up all the players, right? And they're at the top level. They're the top highest level. But we need to show some sort of fight. And I just noticed, I'm looking at all of them and I'm like, who's gonna stand up? Who's gonna stand up? We're 2-0 down, who is gonna stand up? We're 3-0 down, who is gonna stand up? And then there's all these errors. So here's my thing, right? I'm not against playing out of the back. I love it. Especially when it works. We've seen goals work from playing out of the back, right? Out from the back. But when it's clearly not working, Man City's the goal was to choke our half. When I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Ramsdale will pass the ball out, Gundogan, Rodri, Akanji, they all coming. It's coming. You try to go long. No, we're still trying to play out of the back. We're forcing ourselves into errors. Yeah. Like, I don't get it. And then I don't know what it is with Arteta. Can't he communicate with a player to tell him that, okay, yeah, except if there's only one plan? Troops has always said this thing on the channel from years ago, that there seems to be only one way to play with one. Play out from the back, play some fancy football, play between the lines, and try to get it to Saka and Martinelli and all of that. But what if that isn't working? When that isn't working, what do you do? I love Arteta. I love what he's done with the team this season. He's overachieved, in my opinion. He's massively overachieved. Because his vision, right, I think that his vision is doable with adequate players. The right set of players. He's trying to play this 4-3-3, 4-3. Holding should not be in the team today. I'm sorry. He's helped us, but he shouldn't be in the team today. Find a way to play a 3 at the back.
How would you do that?
Tierney can play. Tierney could play left centre back. Gabriel could be in the middle. White could play on the right. And I get it, it's unconventional, but it could work. Soak in some of the pressure, play on the counter. How did we win the FA Cup in, what year was it? 20? Right?
2020, yeah.
That's how we won the FA Cup. We played 3 at the back. And I'm not saying I know better than the manager, definitely not. I'm just an IT person. I don't know anything about coaching.
Me too.
But I can see from the pitch, you're trying to play Holding because, he's the only centre back available. I would even have taken Kirill over Holding. Did you see how he was committing? He would go.
Overcommitting.
He would just, and I'm like, your schoolboy errors. Why? You're committing yourself, and you know it's Haaland. Haaland got all the pace. Haaland has the ball control. That's literally how they got their first goal. Right? He holds the ball up. Right? He controls the ball. KDB is already running on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense. You can't always try to play 4 at the back. That's my message to Arteta. I don't know if he watches this or not. It won't always work. It's Man City you're up against.
So what would you like to see now? Because I'm conscious that we've got a few people waiting to get on. In terms of the 5 games left, would you make any changes? And if so, who?
I don't know if I would make any changes. And I'll tell you why. I don't think the bench has had enough game time.
Well, you just said Kiwior, didn't you? I'm pretty sure you was just talking.
I just brought up Kiwior because I think he's better than Holding. I'm sorry.
So that's one change.
That's one change, but I don't think I'll be making that for the future games. I think the bench or the second squad players haven't had enough match fitness to be sent into a match like Chelsea. Now, guys, Chelsea just lost today. Chelsea just lost today.
Again, yeah.
Right? Now, we're playing them on Tuesday. You know, it's such an Arsenal thing, right? To lose to Chelsea on Tuesday. I'm not saying we will. I hope we don't. I'm an Arsenal fan. I love Arsenal to death. But you can almost see it happening. You can almost see Lampard and Chelsea and Kante and all these guys having the game of their life. And we maybe nick a draw, or maybe they get one off of us. So I think that this defeat has been damaging. But I think Arteta has to get into their heads and tell them, you know what? We got beat by the best team, one of the pretty much about the best team in Europe. They did the same thing to Bayern Munich, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, it's okay. It hurts. It really hurts because I expected better from this team. I expected more heart.
Yeah, I think we did.
But I don't think the team should be changed too much for Chelsea.
Okay.
I think it should keep. I think you should keep the same team. I really think you should keep the same team.
Okay, thank you very much, bro. We've got to move on. Before I do that, I just want to announce a super chat here from Tom Brooks. He says, I think the squad is so light. Top 4 next year could be a real struggle. Shout out to Ricky Simpson. It's his 50th birthday.
Happy birthday, Ricky Simpson.
To Tom.
Right,
we're going to make a change.
Substitution. We've done it a little bit quicker than Mikel this time as well.
And we're doing it early enough. We're going to bring in Top Shot of Turkish. He's in the building.
I'm going to leave this one before
I get Frankie, don't go too far, man, because we want you back on before the show.
Cool, no worries.
Yeah, so
take care, guys.
So Frankie's going to be waiting in the wings to come back on. In the meantime, we got Turkish. And we've got Romario on the line who wants to have his say. Romario, are you there? Yes, he is.
Yep, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yes, bro. So you look a bit dejected, as we all are here. What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Honestly, first thing I want to say is big up to Aaron Ramsdale, yeah, because he done us a great deal tonight.
He did.
Stopping us from getting 6 or 7.
We did have some discussion on the watch along. We felt that he may have done better on that first goal. He was beating at his near post. What do you think?
I thought the same thing when I saw it, but that was a good damn goal, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good goal, man.
Very, very good.
Yeah, it was very placed, man. I don't think he could have stopped it because he dived very well. And I'm a goalkeeper myself, and I don't think I could have saved that one. But yeah, big up to Ramsdale.
Yeah, and you got to say as well, De Bruyne tonight, he was brilliant, man.
He was on fire. Him and Holland was on fire. They both was on fire, man. They were on fire. I think it was a game plan for us because both of them they were linking up off each other like just perfectly. It was like watching something out of nowhere.
Yeah, they were on it tonight, and we weren't
both
on
of them
it
were
at
on
all.
it, man. No. Honestly, I was watching it. I was like, oh, we didn't come out to play football tonight.
Personally, it looked to me that after the first goal, I'm not saying we gave up, but what I did see was the confidence just drain out of the players.
Our heads
and
dropped.
from then on, we never looked like getting back in. At no stage did we ever look like getting back into that game. Turkish, your thoughts?
Our heads dropped after that first goal against Liverpool. That's how I see it. Since that first goal against Liverpool, we had 10 minutes against West Ham and 5 minutes against Southampton. 15 minutes of confident,
so you think the malaise goes back
football.
Weeks rather than just this game tonight?
It's 3 points out of the 12 that we had to play for in the last 4 games.
I thought you're 100% right, man.
I thought it was over after Southampton.
So Romario, this may be viewed by many, including yourself, as a silly question, but I'm going to be brave and ask it anyway. Do you think the title's done for Arsenal?
In my personal perspective, I think it's finished, but I don't see City dropping any points anytime soon, so I think it's over for us. But honestly, what I want to say is good fight from the boys, man. I loved it. I love this season, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Because, I can't complain.
You're possibly like me. At the start of this season, the extent of my ambition was possibly a top 4 finish, and it looks
honestly,
like now.
I was thinking we were gonna fight for top 4, maybe even 3rd, but we're in 1st, and then let's see what happens at the end of the season, innit?
5 games to go. Starting with
5 games to go.
very winnable game, let's be honest, because Chelsea, they're one of the teams.
They dropped points tonight as well.
Yeah,
so.
they lost tonight, so they're one of the teams.
They dropped points as well. And the funny thing is, one of my friends, he came and he showed me his Lotbrook tickets, and I was like, Chelsea's gonna lose. I don't know why you bet on them to win. So there we go. But honestly, all I can say is the team put out a good fight this season. Come up to the end of the season, if we win it, I'll be very happy. I'll be looking forward to going to the rally for the celebrations. But if we don't win it, I'll still have my head held high, and I'm loving this season, man. Can't complain.
Okay, well, that's a very positive way in which to end, given what's happened. Thanks, Romario. Hopefully you can call back after the Chelsea game when we hopefully get a win.
Oh, definitely. I'll be calling back again, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, respect. Thank you very much, bro.
All right, love Larry, love Turkish.
Nice one, bro.
Right, before we move to our next call, I just want to read out a super chat here from Greg Livingstone. He says, if it wasn't for Ramsdale, City could have scored 5 or 6 goals tonight. You know what? I think that's probably accurate. Turkish, what do you think?
Yeah, but Ramsdale also fucked up for that first Southampton goal. So.
Yeah.
I keep on looking back over the games, because this one, I never expected much from this one, Laurie. Never expected much. Even if we beat Liverpool, we beat West Ham, and then we beat Southampton, I still would have said taking a point from the Etihad would be a positive result.
Yeah.
I'm
with you.
I look at the 4 games, and don't get me wrong, I'm not defining Ramsdale's season off of what happened against Southampton, because he did make 2-3 big saves today, and it could have been more embarrassing of a result than it was, because 4-1 is embarrassing when it's first versus second, you're both going for the title. But as much as Ramsdale helped us today, he didn't help us much on Friday.
Yeah, that's
he helped us against Liverpool, and listen, a lot of players have played their part in this. I won't even call it a blip, because it's not a blip. 4 games now. It's
no wins in 4.
It's yes, Ramsdale deserves credit today, but like I said, it was over from Friday.
Right, okay, fair enough, bro. Super chat here from Tom Brooks. He says Spurs beat City twice this year, and last. There are tactics to win. Conte and Jose done it. So I guess what Tom is saying, that he's disappointed with the way Mikel Arteta performed tonight in terms of his tactics and his substitutions. And I've got to say, man, certainly with the substitutions, I didn't have too much of a problem with the team. I've got to say that. I'm not going to be wise after the event and say he got the team wrong. The team pretty much is what I expected, although personally I would have had Tierney in for the start ahead of Zinchenko. I did say that. Again, I'm not being wise after the event, but hey, he's gone with Zinchenko. That's his guy. He probably thought that Zinchenko, with the experience, the fact that he used to play for City, would be able to have a positive impact on the game tonight. Unfortunately, nothing could be further from the truth. I thought Zinchenko was poor tonight, man. I actually think he was poor. He wasn't the only one. There was a number of players that were poor, but he was one of them. But anyway, we got Lucas on the line. Let's hear what he thinks. Lucas,
hi guys,
how you feeling? Thoughts, bro? Dejected is what we feel.
Yeah, the same as me. To be honest, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I'm not really surprised about how the game went.
Oh, you're not? Right, okay. Are you not surprised though? Are you not surprised? Okay, I wouldn't say I'm surprised that we lost, because listen, man, City, they're a force of nature. Possibly the best team in Europe right now. You could argue Real Madrid, but certainly City are up there. So I'm not totally shocked that we lost, but I must admit, I'm both surprised and disappointed at the manner of our defeat tonight. What about you?
I had a bad feeling about the game beforehand, because this was always going to be a shot in the dark kind of game. We needed to pull 3 points out of the bag now to have any chance whatsoever winning the league. Even if we won this game, there was no guarantee we'd go to Chelsea or Brighton or Newcastle and win based on how we've been playing in the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all about what's happened, but the manner of the performance and the defeat is obviously going to leave you very disappointed. You could tell within the first 2 minutes that there was really only going to be one winner in this game when Grealish went down the left, and luckily Partey, the only good thing he did in the game, he managed to get the free kick, but that just set the tone for the rest of the game, and we were never really in the game at all. There weren't moments where you thought we could catch them on the counter. We didn't get the wingers involved. Odegaard wasn't involved enough. It seems like a completely different team the way we're playing. especially the last 4 games, to how we've been playing the whole season. And I don't know whether that's down to confidence or pressure, or it's a young team, but
I think it could be all of the above. It could really be all of the above. I mean, I was getting fans from opposing teams throwing the usual bottle job vibe at me, and I was saying, listen, man, I think it's more a case of the team's going through an indifferent patch of form, and the fact that they're young and relatively inexperienced. And you can throw the manager in there as well. He's young and inexperienced. Oops, we lost him. But yeah, Turkish.
He's still there.
What did you think about? I think you made. Oh, he's back. You made some good points there. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
My thoughts are today highlights more than ever what we're going to need in the summer. We need improvements in midfield. We're linked to Casado and Bryce. 2 players I'd definitely take. But we also need a plan B. We also need a plan B, because we had, as much as we talk about substitutions, there's literally we can talk about Trossard coming in, and I like Trossard. He's done his thing since coming in January. But does he change the game? Trossard coming on, does it change how we play? Because City had our number from the get-go. As soon as the first whistle went, City had our number.
Yeah.
We need another type of striker to change it up. More of a target man, someone that we can loft balls into if necessary, because Jorginho comes on. Does it change much? Not really.
No.
And I'm not getting onto these players' backs, because all they've done is come on and try to help. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we don't have a plan B. I mean, after the first 10, 15 minutes, the last caller, praised Ramsdale. Where was the shift? I mean, surely we should have a plan B going to the Etihad, knowing that if we go a goal down and they're in the ascendancy, we have to do something different.
Well, never mind plan B, but I don't think we had a plan A. And like I said, we went a goal down after 7 minutes, and I'm going to be honest and say, from the minute that went in, I could see what little confidence was in the team. It just drained out of it. I never saw us coming back in that game. And you know what? Based on tonight's performance, bro, I'd have taken 3-1, because there were times in that game when I was looking at it thinking, boy, this could be a proper mauling. What do you think, bro? Oh, I've lost it.
Sorry, Lucas, your audio production, we can't hear Lucas. Just sorting out your audio, Lucas.
Yeah, I can now, yeah.
Nah, I think we can say something, Lucas.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
just in closing, how do you want to close up? Because we've got a few callers.
Yeah. What I was about to say to your point, Laurie, was that it could have been 4 or 5 in the first half if Haaland hadn't missed a great chance, White had made a great block, and Ramsdale made a decent enough save against Haaland when he was about 7 yards out. It to me, it just shows the golfing class between the 2 teams right now. We weren't expected to be in this position, but that's not an excuse for how we played. But it's also the reality of the situation. City are a far better team than us right now. There's a reason they're going for a treble, and we got knocked out of all the cups early. We can get caught up in the hype of the team and everything like that. But it shows we need serious investment in the summer. And as Turkish said, we need a plan B, or even in games like this, a better plan A to make sure we can get better results.
Okay, bro. You make some very good points there, bro. Appreciate that. You must call back again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Right. Cheers, man.
Nice one, Lucas.
Before we go to Tony, I got another super chat here from Ricky Proctor. He says, team looks jaded is an excuse. 1 game a week was a blessing in disguise. What is the excuse for not turning up in the biggest game of the season?
I'm not hearing that jaded thing, man. I'm not hearing it.
No,
at all,
I was the one that made that comment earlier, so
I'm not hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing that.
Well, I mean, I was just throwing it out there.
On one hand, we say we got a young team. On the other, we're saying they're going to be jaded in one competition. No.
No, I don't mean physically jaded. I mean more mentally. We just didn't look at it. The pressure, I'm sure.
It's not even the young players I'm looking at in this game.
Yeah.
It's Holding, Xhaka, Partey, Zinchenko, Jesus, our leaders, our experienced players. All 5 were poor for one reason or another.
Well, look at, I was saying to Frank earlier, look at Odegaard. Now he's a captain in the biggest game of the season, and he got hooked. That wasn't tactical, he was just playing poorly. And he got taken off.
He was poor. Captain. Saka was poor. Martinelli was poor. Gabriel was poor. I mentioned Zinchenko. The only one that really could come away with any credit is Ramsdale.
Yeah.
But the reality is, when you're at the Etihad, when it's first versus second in this moment in the season, it's the experienced players that are going to stand up to be counted.
Yep. Idris K super chat. He says the boy showed no fight in a game this huge. Disgrace. Yeah, that's a lot of people feel pretty strongly about what happened tonight. Right, technical team. Do we have another caller on? No.
Tony.
We got Tony. Yes, Tony.
Hey guys.
What you say, man?
Yeah, disappointed.
Very disappointing.
Crazy.
What would you like to say other than that? I mean,
where do I start?
Exactly. What I would say is Rob Holding's getting a lot of stick tonight, yeah? And listen, he wasn't good, even though he scored a very well taken goal, I might add. But his play was, let's be honest, man, he got roughed up by Haaland, man. He got roughed up. He got taken to school. But I would say this, yeah? I'm not going to scapegoat him because, as myself and Turkey was just saying, there were several players that were way off it tonight. Way off it. And at this type of level, at this time in the season, I thought that was unacceptable. What do you think about our senior players or lack thereof tonight? What do you think?
Yeah, in these games you need players to step up, you know. And it's like everyone just went missing, you know. Okay, barring Ramsdale. Okay, after the first error he made, I reckon that's an error, you know. And that goal shouldn't have went in from De Bruyne, you know, from my standpoint. But who knows?
I agree with that.
But you need fight. You need, you know, you can lose games, you know, but you need to have fight. You need to have desire. Make a tackle, make a challenge. And we literally just stood off them pretty much the whole game. Made them control the ball, made them pass it. It's like we were just watching them in awe.
Watching, yeah. I think there was one move I saw towards the end of the first half. We were talking about it on the watch along. Well, I think they must have put together about 30 odd passes, and we didn't even come near to putting a challenge in, and that just kind of epitomised the first half, especially.
You said Holding was schooled. We were schooled.
Yeah,
the whole team was schooled today. The teacher outclassed the student, easy from the first whistle. This is my problem with the lack of a plan B. Sorry, Tony, but this is my problem with it. It's like there had to be a contingency plan today. There had to be, because I said at the start, if Arteta goes with the same lineup and the same formation and we don't get a result, he's going to get stick and being asked why they didn't change it up. If he went in with a different formation and changed it up, maybe played Tierney and so on, and we didn't get a result, he would have got stick for it. But at least have that contingency plan just in case your plan A isn't working, and it wasn't working. We could tell 10 minutes in it wasn't working. Change it up. It doesn't necessarily have to be an early substitution in the first half. It can be a tinker in the formation, something different. Hold on to the 1-0, you know, hold on to being down by 1-0, go into half time. But then even, is it Arteta's fault that Partey wants to go foul my man for no reason? Partey absolutely pissed me off today. Rob Holding shouldn't be at the club anymore, and hopefully in this summer we move on from Rob Holding. But Partey today was a disgrace. And I like Thomas Partey.
So Tony, there's 5 games left, starting with a very winnable game against Chelsea, although we're not playing very well either, obviously. Would you like to see changes? And if so, do you think there should be wholesale, or are you just talking 1 or 2? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we need to make changes, definitely. It's obvious. It's, you know, but
would you go wholesale on those changes? Would you make like 4 or 5? Or
we need 3 or 4, I would say. But Arteta, he's not going to do that. You know, he's going to stick with these guys. You know, and not that they've done bad. Don't be wrong. We haven't done bad all season up until this point. You know, the last 3 games, 4 games, but. You know, I think every manager should have two formations. You know, the one that you play all the time, and then we need a 5 at the back formation as well as a plan B.
Yeah.
To say, okay, guys, we're playing against this team or that team. You know, if we need to revert mid-game, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. He just wants to do plan A, and he's trying to be like a top manager. I get it.
But I was struggling to see what the plan A was, because we didn't have the ball, you know, for a start. So
it's like. It's almost stubborn. It's, you know, I mean, the top managers nowadays, they make plan A better. Plan A is plan A, and they make plan A better. I understand. But we're not quite there yet at the City levels, you know, or Real Madrid levels, or Bayern Munich, or you know. So we need to have a plan B and say, okay, if we're 1-0 down, or we're 2-0 down, or we're under the cosh, or whatever, we need to revert to a 5 at the back, or we need to do this, we need to do that. Okay, you move from there and do that. You know, we need to show some flexibility, and we're just not showing it. You know?
I agree. They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting things to change. I think there's a little bit of that about the team right now, man. You know. But listen, bro, Tony, thank you very much for your call, bro. You always make some very good points. You did tonight. Let's hope the next time you call back, hopefully after the Chelsea game, we'll be having a slightly more positive conversation. But listen, bro, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, nice one. Have a good one.
Nice one, bro. Before we move on to the next call, I've got a super chat here from Giuseppe Jones. He says, proud of the team, but we got outplayed and suffocated. So sad the decisions on the wrong passes and over dribbling cost us. Pressed too much and then got counted. There is an element of truth to that, definitely. But it was still disappointing, man. Another super chat here from CNagel18. He says, Laurie, been waiting ages on FanZone and signal feels off. Can I still come on? I hope so. CNagel18. Yeah, we'll try and get that sorted, CNagel. But in the meantime, Turkish. 5 games left, bro. Looks like the title, to all intents and purposes, is gone now. What are you hoping to see now? I mean, I guess maybe that's a bit of a simplistic question, but, you know, confidence right now is at a very low ebb. No wins in 4. What would you do in terms of the team? Do you want to see changes? Do you want to see wholesale changes? What do you want to see?
I don't really care, Laurie. I'll be honest, man. Just go and beat Chelsea and try and win the rest of your games. But that ain't me saying that we've still got a chance for the title. We don't. What I really want to see is another proactive summer where we get the players Arteta wants in early. They go on pre-season. They bed in before the new season starts. But
surely you want us to finish the season on a relative high. When I say relative high,
there's no way we finish the season on a high, even if we win the last 5 games, because we led for 90% of the season and didn't win it. The players will probably back me up in that. When I say the players, like a Jesus or a Zinchenko or the Parteys and Xhakas, and they know that this season we should have won the Premier League. We should have. And I know people might say it's not over and all of this. They were saying this before this game where I didn't think we're going to get anything. It's not over. Have faith, have belief, hope, pray, and all of this stuff. Yeah? It is over now, in my opinion. Yeah. It's over now. I thought it was over against Southampton. So there is no way we can end this season on a high, even with 5 wins in the next 5 games. Go Newcastle,
well, there is
beat
15 points to play for, and that would send our points tally to way more than it's ever been.
It'll always be what if, though. We win our next 5 games and City win the league. What if we perform better against Southampton?
I maintain that we have to be professional, and there are 5 games, and we should show up and try and win all those games, especially after what happened tonight. I think the team will be very disappointed at how things played out tonight, and I think they owe us a performance, bro. I really do, in spite of all the good things they've done for most of the season.
Yeah, I want to see them learn, man. Production, who we got in next? Constantine, I believe.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Constantine, what are you saying, bro? You saw it. Well, I think you saw it. What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, hi guys, big up for the good work. And I want to start off that I talked to Turkish on Monday, and he asked me for a prediction, and I said 4-1 City. It's on the AFTV.
You did. I remember.
Yeah, and people called me negative, but in reality, I feel like we have to be real and look in the mirror, because people said like dropping out of the FA Cup, dropping out of the Europa League, it's a blessing in disguise. Look at the way we fell out of the Europa League. Like, we played 2 games against a team we're much better than, because City are a better team than us, but Sporting Lisbon are not a better team. And our performance, when we were favorites for that tournament and there were expectations on our shoulders, was lethargic, slow. And there is no accountability. I'll say it again. Zinchenko has been poor for like 3 or 4 games. It's not one game. Saka has been poor. Like, I love Saka, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he was poor. Same goes for Jesus. Turkish asked me, do I drop Jesus to bring Trossardin? I said yes, because Jesus is too emotional. And again, I feel like we're too stubborn. This reminds me of the Wenger era, or its end. We only know one way of playing football, and if it doesn't work, there are no ideas, no substitutions. When Unai Emery came in, he was making subs at halftime, sometimes 2. Like, I want to see some proactiveness. And if people want to play Rob Holding, like, we all know Rob Holding is not good enough. Why he at the club? Why didn't we try to tweak the system? Go 3 at the back. Ben White is a very capable defender. Why don't we put him in the middle? We could have changed something and just rolled over and died, and that's so disappointing.
Well, yeah, you know what? You do make a lot of very good points there.
He does. I mean, the Wenger comparison in terms of this was City at the Etihad. I know we've been playing well all season, and I know, you know, we've played the best football in the league up until, let's say, that Liverpool 44-minute mark. That's where it's all started unraveling. The thing about it with Wenger towards the end of his Arsenal reign, it was by design, Constantine. And by that I mean he had multiple summers and multiple years and multiple top 4 finishes to try and bring in something different just in case. Whereas with Arteta, I feel like he needs to learn from this and make sure that we don't face the same problems next season. You know, bring in the necessary personnel in the summer so that next season, when we need a plan B at City, at Etihad, maybe at Anfield, if Liverpool, you know, get their act together and become the Liverpool we've seen in the last few years, where we can go in with something different and still be confident about it.
Yeah, I must admit as well, I'm slightly concerned that if we're not careful, the season might tail off. We've got 5 games to go, and we really do need to turn our form around, because that's no wins in 4 now, 5 games left. Okay, we've got Chelsea next week. Chelsea are not playing very well at the moment, but we also got some very difficult games coming up also. Newcastle, Brighton, to name but 2. Constantine, would you like to see wholesale changes made in the next games coming up?
Yeah, I do. I actually hope that we use the 5 remaining games, because the title is gone, and if you think we have a chance of winning it, you're deluding yourself. I'm sorry, but it's finished in my opinion. We need to see at which players want to actually show that they want to be at this football club next year, because to win the title we have to be ruthless. And Pep was ruthless in December. He said some of his players don't want it enough. He dropped the likes of De Bruyne. Players now need to show that they want to be at this football club next season. But I'd like to finish off on something that Turkish has mentioned lots of times on your platform. It starts at the top. I think we're soft at the top. Like 2 8-plate finishes in a row. Last year 5th. This year a collapse in the title. I want to see some accountability. I want to see the club show from the top that they want to win, because I see it then transmit to the manager, who is soft, who doesn't want to make changes. I see it transmits to the pitch. Our players were soft today, and that's something that we need to eradicate next season if we actually want to challenge, because to win this title you have to beat City and they're a monster, and you have to be 1-2.
And it is over to them. It is over to the Cronkies now. If, like me and Constantine, you believe the title is over now, so what we think about next is the transfer window with Champions League football and Champions League money. I said it in my fan cam. I was finished with these owners in the Champions League when we was making top 4. So now we are back to square one in that sense, where we're back in the Champions League. We've got that money again. We need to have a proactive summer where we flex a little bit now. Let's use the fact that we made a challenge for the title and we're playing some of the best football in the league. Let's use the money from the Champions League entry now. Let's go in and actually flex for once, because Arsenal are a huge team with a huge fan base and a huge revenue streams from all angles. Let's start moving like that now. I'm not saying go and be City or go and be Chelsea and spend. What I'm saying is Arteta's proven that he can spend money wisely, because as much as he spent 380 mil over his time at Arsenal, you spread that over 3 years, it works out to about 125 mil a year. Realistically, to improve this side and bring in the necessary experience and be able to challenge for a Premier League and challenge in the Champions League, we need to spend another 250 mil this summer. And we need to do it proactively. So same again in terms of how we did it last summer, be proactive with it, but also go get quality experienced talent now. We've got a young core. We don't necessarily need more young players. Yes, I'd take Rice. Yes, I'd take Casado. But we also need those experienced players. So when these young players help take us to the brink of the promised land, like this season, the experienced players can help guide us over the line.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Constantine, thank you very much, bro. Appreciate your call. You made some very honest and forthright opinions there, many of which I agree with. Thank you very much, bro. Take care. Speak again soon. Before we move on to our next caller, I've got a super chat here from Tommy. He says, people talking about Jesus and Zinni being poor, but yet we are top. What has Xhaka done in his tenure at Arsenal in big games? Missing tonight again. Well, Xhaka was missing tonight. He was one of a number of players that was missing. Again, I caution against scapegoating players. And that's not having a go at Tommy. I'm just saying that to everybody, because collectively tonight we were poor. And like I said earlier, I'm including the manager in that as well. I thought he got it wrong tonight too. Right, our next caller, who is? Deanie. Man, last week we spoke. We were both optimistic. We thought that even though we'd had the disappointments of Liverpool, West Ham and in Southampton, myself and you was thinking to ourselves, listen, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. We might be able to get something. But after 7 minutes, man, it went horribly wrong. And I'm going to be honest and say that I was sat there on the sofa with Turkish and the other guys, and I'm looking at that game and I'm thinking, I can't see us getting us back in this game tonight, bro. What was your thoughts?
You know what, yeah? I'm not going to stay long because my internet's not great and I believe I have work in the morning, but I will say this. You know, usually when we come on FanZone, right? There's like little chatter in the background when we're coming on and this, that and the other. All of that. Kids in the background talking, TV on in the background.
Yeah.
Came on today, silence. No TV was on. No one was saying nothing. Everyone was just silent. You might hear someone making tea in the background. I made a little bun and cheese, made my tea. Didn't say a word. Didn't say a word because...
I could do with a bun and cheese right now. Anyway, go. Yeah.
Yo, brother, I'm telling you, because watching that game today, yeah, it was like when we go away to Barcelona in a new camp, or when we go away to Bayern, or when we were getting slapped up by Liverpool. Like, Man City made us look small tonight. I felt small. I felt helpless. It was like, and we saw this coming. Do you know what I mean? And we saw this coming. We knew it was always going to be City. It's like Marvel and the Avengers. It's like Man City are Thanos and Arsenal are the Avengers. And it's like, we just got absolutely handled tonight. And Thanos snaps his fingers, boom, half of the Avengers is gone, half of the population is gone, war's over. Then we pan to Thanos and he's in his garden. That's literally Man City sitting on a cliff with, you got Pep Guardiola here, you got Haaland here, and the Premier League titles in the middle. That's exactly what it looks like right now. And it's just, it's hurting. I could talk about the game tonight. I could talk about the last 3 games. I could talk about going out of the Europa League or going out of the FA Cup or this, that, and the other. If I get an opportunity to do it on Friday on the FanZone, I'll do it then. But right now, what I'm going to say is that this hurts. This absolutely hurts. And right now, I just don't know where we go from here. I will talk about the rest of the season on Friday, but right now, it just looks... It's devastating.
No, yes, bro. Listen, a lot of what you said is very true. And listen, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I will say this. In sport, we all accept that there are teams of very high quality and teams are better than other teams. So you go to City tonight, you think that there is a chance that we could lose. So I accept that from the off. However, what I found unacceptable was the manner of the defeat. Like I said, they scored after 7 minutes, and to me, from where I was watching, it just didn't look at any time that we were going to get back in this game and give them a proper match. Turkish, what you say about it?
As you said that, I just felt like this was Tank versus Garcia. Liver shot 6 minutes in, we didn't get up again.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
We didn't get up again.
I think that there was a real disparity in class tonight, man.
Absolutely.
And, it's kind of disappointing to witness. I've got to be honest, man. It was hard for me to take.
I was literally talking to my boy watching it, and he was just like, it's just sad. It's just sad because this team has just done so well this season to get into this position after what we've been through, and it's just like, it's just pain right now. We just need to lick our wounds. I feel like the boys probably need to take a day off. Honestly, the boys, they need to take a day off. We need to sit on this one. I think we need to sit on this one and just hold it.
Hold the L. Yeah, you're right, bro.
Hold it.
Okay, bro. Listen, sorry it's turning out this way, but hey, man, there is a game next week. So listen, man.
There is.
I'd welcome you to call us next week, especially if we can get a good result against Chelsea. So
Monday, Dini. Monday. We'll talk, man.
Yeah, we'll talk on Monday, but we'll be there. We'll be there front line regardless. We'll be there front line regardless. But right now,
respect for that, bro. Thank you very much.
Love Dini, man.
Okay, got another super chat here from Ricky Proctor. He says, City don't thrash every team at the Etihad, but they thrash Arsenal every damn time. Have the mentality, weak underbelly issues gone, Turkish.
At the Etihad? So, didn't that thing say the last 11 games we played against City at the Emirates and the Etihad we've lost? Isn't that what that said?
No, well, he's saying that City don't
remember when we was watching the game.
Oh, right,
prior to it, our last 11 results against City, our last 12 now.
Yeah, maybe that's an albatross they're carrying around their necks, man, when they come up against.
And I keep on, you know what? I keep on going back to it because you know what? It's not a fucking disgrace to lose to City. All right, it's a disgrace the way we played. I get that. What was a disgrace was Southampton and West Ham, Laurie. You know, I know that's history now, and we're talking about City, but like I said, I never expected to take much.
Well, I was trying to take some positives out of the Southampton game. The fact that we came from 2 goals down twice, but tonight, unfortunately, there's literally no positives to take. Maybe Ramsdale. That's it. Right, okay, next caller. Elliot looking pretty angry, it looks like there, man. He's got his angry face on. Elliot, what are you saying, man?
Laurie, Turkish, how are you?
Not too good, man.
Could be better.
As you can see, we're pretty pissed off, and I would imagine you're the same.
Yes. I wanted to speak to Turkish for a second. Turkish, I finally realized why you go without any kit from the Armory when I saw our play today.
You get it.
It was nondescript. It was embarrassing. It lacked a backbone. It was tactless. And quite simply, it was a shower of absolute shite.
I don't think too many people would
The only player who can avail themselves today, really, was Reece Nelson.
Yeah, we forgot to mention him. Yeah, so coming on, he actually tried.
Yeah,
he actually made a difference in this match. He actually put forward an effort in this match.
And when you consider that, you know, he got that last minute or last second winner against Bournemouth, I have to say he's not really been treated great by the manager, has he? He's not really had much minutes. So yeah, that's a worry.
I mean, listen, Laurie. This is the first time when the second team was better than the first team.
Yeah.
The second team was better than the first team. Nketiah came on, made an effort. Smith Rowe came on, made an effort. Reece Nelson came on, made an effort. All the substitutions came on and actually held it together until the absolute freak show with Pantene in his hair came on and just, you know, tucked us up and sent us away.
Yeah.
And I realize now more than ever that we're going to go through our schedule. We're gonna complete the season. We're an honorable side, and we do that. But this summer is the most important summer in Arsenal history. This is finally the summer where the Cronkies will have the referendum from the fan base. There are no excuses for them now. Either they support us or they don't. I finally get what Turkish was driving at with these owners. Now it is the ball is firmly in their court, and it's up to them either keep the service
you say
going.
that, but what is the figures? 380 million over the past 3 seasons.
That's not a lot.
Quite a sizable amount, you know.
No.
No. Here's the thing: we're shopping at Harrods now. We're shopping at Selfridges now. We're shopping at top tier stores. There are no excuses now, and we have the black card. It's up to them if they wish to spend it or if they wish to clutch it like it's their last dollar.
100%.
We need minimum, as Turkish said, 200 to 250 million pounds, minimum 200 million on this team. We need a striker. We need 2 midfielders. We need a right back, left back, and another center back here. I'd say about 6 players here.
It's a lot of players.
No. After that shower of shit, you need all of them. You need all of them. The litmus test was today. Man City gave us our hiding. The perfect hiding. It showed us where we stand in the totem pole. And we're not top tier yet. We're not.
I've got to say you're right. I've got to say you're right. We got exposed tonight, man. That is the truth.
We were exposed, yeah.
We were exposed.
We were treated like stepchildren tonight.
Yep.
Stepchildren. And you know what? God love him for it. Because it let the whole fan base know how far we've come, yes, but how far we need to go.
Yep. I think you make some very, very good points here, bro.
There's nothing else to say about this. Turkish, I am sorry for being so optimistic the last time we spoke. But now I get it. I truly get it. This team is in need of...
There are still 5 games to go, and as I was saying to Turkish, and I will say this to you as well, that it's important that the team maintain their professionalism, go out there and try and win all the next 5 games. 15 points up for grabs. Probably not going to win the title, but we should give it our best shot. Show the fans and the game some integrity, try and win those games, and like you said, in the close season, then we'll see how the Cronkies get on. But yeah, man, listen, you've made your points very well, and we want you to ring back next week after we beat Chelsea. How's that?
I'm looking towards the summer right now, Turkish. Those next 5 games are nondescript to me. They're just, they're just, it's white noise.
Respectfully, I disagree with that. I think it's important, especially after what happened tonight, for the team to try and finish on a relatively high note by winning as many of those 5 games as we can, preferably all of them, to show that what happened tonight was a blip.
To save face, really. To save face, Turkish. To save face.
Yeah.
It's saving face. That's what it is now.
It is,
it's
but I
saving
think
face.
it's important that we give it our best shot. But listen, bro, thank you very much. Look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Love Elliot, man.
Turkish, Laurie, always a pleasure, guys. And again, it is what it is.
Yeah, likewise, bro. Respect.
Man. What can we do?
Right, we've got a super chat here from Shresh. He says, the money wins every time. We could have won if Saliba was there, but it seems we aren't the same without him. Just getting that deja vu because we got kids in the team. What do you make of that?
Say again.
He says, I've lost it now.
Deja vu. He said money wins every time.
Yeah, he says the money wins every time. We could have won if Saliba was there, but it seems we aren't the same without him. just getting that deja feeling.
Don't get it twisted. We could have got pumped with Saliba in the team as well. You know, like I said, I didn't expect anything from this Etihad fixture.
Yeah. Alfie Cattle, another super chat. He says, "I know I'm clutching, but is City losing and drawing out of the question?" So he's basically saying it's not all over yet.
City, what is it now? 2 points, 2 games in hand. If they win those 2 games in hand, it's 4 points. So a draw and a loss wouldn't even do it because they'd be ahead of us on goal difference anyway. They need to lose, draw, or lose 2. It's not happening.
And you've also got to say that given our current run of form, no wins in 4, we can't even be guaranteed.
And then exactly. So you know, couple those all up, and
it's not a good night, bro. It's not a good night.
It's a dream.
Another super chat here from 40 side. He says, "We have a good youth-based squad, but we need to sign some senior statesmen. Zinchenko and Jesus were supposed to be that, but their levels have dropped in the most important part of the season."
They also need experienced players above them to guide them, because as much as they're older than the ones they've come in to join, they're also mid-20s. What is Jesus, 26? What's Zinchenko, 25, 26 as well?
Yeah.
You know, and the older players we do have, Partey, Xhaka and Holding, fuck me, they was probably the worst on the pitch today. Xhaka was ghost, Partey was horrible, and Holding was Holding.
I would also say about Xhaka as well, it looked to me as if he got taken off tonight because the manager was worried that he might get sent off. You may remember that incident with him where he had Grealish in a headlock, and there was a couple of incidents he was getting involved with. Probably the manager looked at that and thought, so let him get him out of dodge before he gets himself sent off, which again, for a senior player like Xhaka, that is poor, man. That is very poor. So another super chat here from Insomnia. He says, "I feel for Turkish. We are so soft. We need £200 million of spending in the summer. Bench half the team against Chelsea." That Chelsea game, I would make changes for that game, I must admit. I think Zinchenko needs to be stood down for that game. I think you could make a case for Jesus sitting down. Maybe bringing Eddie in, Trossard, those guys. Kivior for Holding. I mean, listen, when we got Kivior, we were told that this guy has great potential. We know he's a Polish international. We got told about him breaking treadmills and breaking records in training and all that.
Is that what people said?
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. The breaking treadmills, I'm exaggerating a bit, but listen, I'd heard that the man was doing big things in training.
He started games at a World Cup, for fuck's sake.
He's had a couple of games. He's not really impressed, but hey, he deserves a chance. Holding, listen. Maybe we should play Holding up front. I mean, the way he scored that goal tonight, man.
Yeah, it was a brilliant finish. It was a brilliant finish. It doesn't make up for
it doesn't.
For the
but
lack
jokes
of
aside, we were poor in a number of areas. Maybe it needs a refresh, some changes. What do you think?
What, come Chelsea game?
Yeah.
If he changes it up, I understand. If he doesn't change it up and we don't get a result against Chelsea, I don't understand. If he doesn't change it up but we beat Chelsea, cool, whatever. Like Elliot said, what are we playing for? I know you say to end on a high.
Professionalism.
Yeah, I get that.
For the fans.
I get that. And they get paid to do that anyway. You know? At the end of the day, whatever happens now in the next 5 games, unless City capitulate, which would be unlike them, then we are ending this season on a low, because
well, there's definitely a danger of that happening because we're no wins in 4.
Like I said, even if we win the next 5
games, Liverpool, West Ham and Southampton, and tonight we've been smoked by City. Let's be honest, man, it wasn't just a defeat tonight, we were comfortably beaten, so that is a worry.
We were schooled,
got a super chat here from
whatever.
Yeah, got a super chat here from Don Robbie Devs there. He says, "I've seen fans turning on Jesus, saying he needs to be sold. Crazy reaction considering it's been 2 games he hasn't been great. Saka hasn't been great either. We need to accept we're still building." Yes, there is some truth to that.
Don't pay too much mind to these fans that say wild things like that. Don't pay too much attention to them, because what they are craving is attention. Because at the end of the day, listen, Jesus was poor today. Jesus was one of the players I was looking at to stand up and fight today, and he didn't. We do need another striker, another profile, Because bringing Trossard on or bringing Eddie on is not changing much in terms of how we're playing, especially in a game where you need to be not just changing personnel, but you need to be changing tactically. So yes, we need another striker, another different profile, but Jesus is still an asset to the squad we have. He's a brilliant football player. He probably is the best pure footballer we have in the side.
You're right.
But at the end of the day, we need more.
Yeah, I would agree. Francis Super Chat says, we did not lose the title today. When City is chasing you and you draw 3 games, you should have won. You will not be champions. Also, don't throw cups away. Just wrapping up the show now, guys. See if we got any more Super Chats here. Another one here from Real Madrid Arsenal. He says, Saliba's injury ended our title. Delusional to think that Holding would have fitted in well. His presence exposed Gabriel's weaknesses. We looked afraid. Got any more? No more have you got any Super Chats? I haven't got any more Super Chats.
No Super Chats.
Right,
yeah.
so
no hope.
Going to wrap things up now. I just want to say before I get to Turkish, very disappointing night. I was half hoping that we could go there and get a result tonight, maybe even a win. In the end, that was way off. We weren't just beaten tonight, we were well beaten. And I must say, no wins in 4, and with the performance tonight that lacked confidence and lacked belief, I'm slightly concerned moving forward. I'm looking at that Chelsea game. That is a very winnable game. We need to perform in that game. I personally would make some changes for that game. I'd bring in at least 3 or 4. Turkish, over to you. Is the title done?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night.
Yeah. And what would you do for next week?
Win. Just beat Chelsea. They're shit. No, that's what we should be doing. Pick our heads up. Win the game. Arteta, do what you need to do what you think is right. At the end of the day, I'm looking more. Listen, I've been saying for weeks and months now, I'm not looking at the transfer window yet because we've got something to fight for. Now I don't believe we have anything to fight for, so I'm looking at the transfer window now. I'm not even looking at the next 5 games, and that's genuinely how I feel.
No, listen, man. One thing about you that I love and respect is that you're always honest, you're always forthright, and you always say what's on your mind. And you can't ask for no more than that. Right, okay, that's it for people. Didn't go our way tonight, as we all know by now. Thank you very much for your support, for watching, for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, keep supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you next week. We're out. Take care.